Now we need to talk about this. This is the thinnest iPhone ever. Well, it might be. This is a metal dummy mock-up of the iPhone 17 Air. Now, the Air is the much rumoured new phone in the iPhone lineup. And let me tell you, from what I've seen in the metal dummies I've published a video of on YouTube and at EFTM.com, we've got a big change coming with the iPhone 17. So let's take a look. So this is a model that will replace the Plus. It appears that later this year, if this is all to be true, because this is just rumours and leaks, there'll be an iPhone 17, an iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17 Pro Max, but there'll be no iPhone 17 Plus. Instead, there'll be this, the iPhone 17 Air. This is a larger screen than the standard iPhone 17, but it's slightly smaller than the iPhone 16 Plus was. It'll be around 5.65 millimeters in thickness. Now, for comparison, this is an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Can you even begin to take that in? Look, 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 look. It's unbelievable. 5.65 millimeters. That'll make it the thinnest iPhone ever. The iPhone 6 was about 6.9 millimeters, and it might even make it thinner than Samsung's Galaxy S24 Edge, which is around 5.8 something. So that's the thickness at the main body, but there's still a camera island and a camera bump, which are the big thickness of the thing, but we don't measure them then. We ignore that. But look at that huge camera island all the way across, kind of like a Google Pixel, and a single camera. So a fascinating product. I don't know. What do you think? Would you want a super slim iPhone, or are you desperate for the multiple cameras? Is this a bit of a misstep? Does it need to have multiple cameras? We won't know until September, when Apple actually announces the iPhone 17 range. But if this is to be believed, this is going to be a very different iPhone. Forget all the photos people have been showing you or the video mock-ups. This is a thing that's in my hand. I'm the one showing you the iPhone 17 Air first. Apple's hearing test is available in Australia. There's a software update rolling out now for iPhones and AirPods, which enables the hearing test and hearing aid function of the AirPods Pro 2 on your iPhone. And it's as simple as, if you already own a set of AirPods Pro 2, you don't need to do anything other than your normal software update. But if you worry about your hearing, you can now do a hearing test. You simply go into the settings of your AirPods right there, and then you'll see down here the option to take a hearing test. It is as simple as that. Once your AirPods are in, it'll go through a couple of steps to check who you are. Are you over 18, you're not sick, you haven't been to a concert lately. And then it'll actually do a test on the environment around you, and it'll check that essentially you're in a quiet space. It'll check that the fit for your AirPods is correct. It's playing some music in my ear right now. And once you do that, then you're in the process of the actual hearing test. And it's really, really simple. Basically, just like you do in any other hearing test at a doctor or wherever, it plays a little sound. And it does this over the period of about, they say 5 minutes, I say 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how good you are. But it's not a test. You don't have to be fast. So basically, every time I hear a little beep, I press that button. I hear a beep, I press the button. It does about 3 or 4 minutes on your left ear, then 3 or 4 minutes on your right ear, and you hear all these little chirps and beeps at different frequencies, and then it determines how good or bad your hearing is. And then in the Health app, you can see your hearing results. Now this shows me that I have no hearing loss, which is great. But if it had any hearing loss, then you could apply very specific settings to your AirPods to actually enhance your hearing. So basically it'll enhance the sound of people around you. It'll make everything sound better to you because you have a hearing loss. I think there's a stigma around hearing aids. I think there's a stigma around hearing loss. The data that Apple has shows that about 1.5 billion people suffer a hearing loss, and it's quite likely that 1 billion of them are simply ignoring it. Now, the thing is, in Australia, that's 3.5 million people, and that is millions of people who are ignoring their potential hearing loss, and it could all be fixed by simply wearing AirPods. Very cool. It's free software update. If you already own these, you're done. If you don't, they're $3.99. And you can do a clinically validated hearing test, clinical grade hearing aids. Amazing.
يلا لغزك عن حيوان. السؤال الأول أعطوني إياه على الشاشة. اسم علم مؤنث.
مها.
خطأ. أعطوني الدليل الثاني. يعيش في الصحراء. بس قربت على فكرة.
مها.
قلت مها.
المها.
قلت المها، قلنا لك غلط. يلا الدليل الثالث. جزيرة في أبو ظبي. الدليل الرابع على ال 25 فلس إماراتي. الريم. وأخيرا إجابة صحيحة، بنحسب لك أكيد صندوقين ورقمين. بطاقة ولا مفتاح؟
مفتاح.
مفتاح. نروح للمفتاح. آخر كلام نقول؟
آخر كلام.
نروح للمفتاح. كان فيها 3000 درهم يا سيف. لا يا سيف، المفتاح ما فتح الخزنة، لكن سيف عندك صندوق إضافي رقم 1. أنت بديت ونهيت. شو بتختار، بطاقة ولا مفتاح؟
مفتاح.
مفتاح آخر كلام؟
آخر كلام.
أنت عينك على الخزنة، عارفة أنا. يلا الله يوفقك إن شاء الله. كان فيها 2000 درهم سيف. نقول بعد باي باي لل 2000 درهم ونروح إلى الخزنة معاك يا سيف. الله يوفقك يا سيف. بسم الله. لا يا سيف، ضاعت الفرصة يا سيف. المفتاح ما فتح لك الخزنة، نعتذر منك.